Banana didn't like it. So how do they come up with these freaking names? Crazy.
Bok, you look pretty good tonight, as I may say.
Oh God! How did Excuse me.
I've just noticed. Teams are going to flip our faces.
No.
I'm gonna flip
Run away!
faces, look.
Nobody saw anything.
Behind the scenes, look.
I'm still Ryan. Woo!
Nothing. Hold on to your seats, guys. Look, I was so prepared. I need to check the other screen now, but I can't.
not
I
badly.
know what I can. Studio mode.
Oh no.
Okay,
no,
that's cool.
Okay, all good. No stress.
You are wrong on the other screen as well. I love it. I love it when things never work at all. The magic, guys. The magic of streaming.
Asylum.
So, for those of you that haven't been here before, we are always a shit show like this. It gets better at some point. But no, this is our weekly StarCitizen podcast. If you haven't missed any or want to see any of our previous podcasts, you can find them on the Asylum YouTube channel. !Asylum in chat should give you the links to it all. The way it's going at the moment, it probably won't. I have been away for I haven't streamed for probably about 2 or 3 months, so this is my excuse, okay?
Yeah, what have you done,
Part-time.
miserable?
What have I done with my time? I don't know. I was painting something, doing my nails. Took a long time. Lots of NDA, stuff like that. I got hair in my mouth. Not good. Sorry.
Too much info.
Yeah, so on top of that, if anybody has any questions, !question in chat, or question mark, or Q, I think all of those work. There's a little form that you can fill in. So be free to do that and ask us what you like, and we'll try and bullshit some form of answer. And those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you put comments below and any questions below, we will try to answer them on next week's podcast. And we're gonna be trying to do that a little bit now. We've done it a couple of times in the past. I think Madness has grabbed some of the questions that we've had on the YouTube channel. And people seem to quite like the fact that we can answer their questions. So we'll carry on doing that. Otherwise, yes, it's all good. So this week I am joined by the wonderful Mr. Bockbeercher, back from his snowy adventures.
Yes, snowy adventures that went tits up before we actually were in Austria, but all is good, all is fine.
So
but
I'm
glad to be back again.
Successful alpha track to.
Yeah, you can say that again. Car broke down just after Frankfurt, and a 9.5-hour trip usually that ended up in an 18 to 19-hour trip. Switching cars, waiting for the garage to open, sleeping on a industry place. It was horrible. And then finally arriving in Austria and meeting up with your friends who were already there for 10 hours and are almost all drunk.
Oh.
Yeah, missing the party, so to say.
It's like we had one for you, Bok, and another one, and another.
Yeah.
Every hour you were missing, they had another drink.
And now there's none left for him.
Exactly.
Oh, that would be the worst when it
for the
turned out.
rest,
Oh, by the way, there's nothing left.
Yeah, no, there's always beer in Austria, no problem. But yeah, the rest of the holiday was awesome. Lots of snow. Too much Dutch people in that village, but
that's all I kept seeing on Discord. Was she saying there's too many Dutch? There's too many Dutch.
It's taking away a little bit of the fun. I usually like to meet up with local people. You know, it's much more fun than the big mouths of Dutch people.
Oh yeah, you should try meeting some Brits. It's funny because when we go abroad, I don't care. I just stay in any hotel that I like, and you just get to know that there's normally a mix of people there. But Joe's parents absolutely love. They only want to go somewhere where they know the Brits go. And a lot of times they go, oh, there's too many Germans in this hotel. There's too many Germans. It's like, just have your holiday. Oh no, I want Brits. And it's like they're the sort of people that go to they go to Greece or something like that, and they'll go to an Irish pub. And they're like, this is the only place I'm going. And it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Well, they go all inclusive and then never eat out anywhere and never experience the local food.
They do that as well. Yeah. They go all inclusive and they still don't eat the local food. They still have pie and chips or something for dinner every day.
Shepherd pie.
Terrible.
Shepherd's pie. It's not shepherd's, it's mine.
Cottage.
And Yeah, so that's I don't know. To me, I like to experience local stuff and
Yeah, absolutely. But that was my week. Yeah.
Cool. And the returning, although we managed to drag him on for a second week in a row, which doesn't happen very often. We're trying to do it more, but stealthily. The wonderful Mr. SuperMacBrothersRyan.
Brainwashing me, aren't you? That's what you're doing. Welcome. Thank you for having me again. What was there wasn't a question there, was there? It was just hi.
Good start. It was like, yeah. What podcast?
I am him. Yes, that's right.
We're live.
How are you, Mac?
Sure
and what have you been up
to?
I'm
good.
Tell us what you've been up
to. I'm good. I've been making videos on StarCitizen as of the current status. Streaming. Last stream of the week was today because I'm going camping.
What he's been doing.
I have. I'm trying to remember what day it is. It's Monday, isn't it? So
it's got it written on the inside of his hand. It's like.
Yeah. It's definitely Monday. I am Ryan. I live. I'm going to be away this next week camping, so I won't be back till pretty much Saturday, Sunday. So there'll be videos that I've got 3 videos coming. Fingers crossed. I've got one completed. Another one I'm going to complete either tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and then the third one tomorrow afternoon. That'll get scheduled to go up throughout the week. Roadmap update, which should be a good one this next week, is while I'm away, of course. So I'll try and cover that. Maybe get that on Sunday, and then StarCitizen Sunday will be the usual StarCitizen Monday. And that's about it, I think.
Cool.
Excellent. So, yes.
And you are?
And I am Miserable G. I'm here every week, except for when I'm not. Pretty much. This week, I haven't been doing a lot, funnily enough, for a bit of a change. I did actually play some StarCitizen, which has been... so I've been talking a little bit about it on my Discord, but I haven't played the game for a little while. And so I dived back in a little bit. Been trying this... Well, I tried my Buccaneer with mouse and keyboard in Arena Commander, and that went not too well because it was with stock loadout. And it's like... Well, with stock loadout, I didn't think... Like, the Buccaneer's got 5 guns, and you think, it's going to be fine with this stock load. It might not be brilliant. And it just seemed to take forever to grind anything down. So, following a few people's advice, I changed them for lasers, the M5A and M3A, something like that. Swapped them on, and made a lot of difference. So it was like a couple of things I was even one-shot killing, so that was quite good fun.
Okay.
Yeah, then set up my joystick and HOTAS. I nicked someone else's profile because it's always extremely confusing for me. It's like, I don't understand what any of this is. So I have to say, the first time I did Arena Commander, I didn't know where my missiles were. I didn't know how to set off my flares. I didn't know how to... I didn't know. I was like spending ages trying to toggle targets. So it was a real mess. It was like...
Winner!
It was like the only time my Buccaneer got taken out was literally when they did like the missiles on me, and it just went... And it just completely smashed through.
But the missile, I thought the missiles were pretty much like and never actually hit anything.
Is it the flash fire ones where there's like 20 of them come out? Is it flash fire or what's the ones where it has like it splits into like about 10 missiles?
The clustery things. I don't know. Yeah. I can't remember what they're called.
I can't remember what they're called.
I thought they were all bugged.
Well, yeah.
In Arena
Rattlers.
That's the one.
Thank you, guys.
So they were coming out, and they may be bugged because my shields weren't going down at all. But it just took out my hydrogen. It's like, you've got no hydrogen, no engines. It's like, what? And so I'm just left spinning there like that. So it really didn't go too well. And because I didn't know where my chaff or flares were, I just couldn't do anything to counter it apart from try and run away, which didn't work.
Run away in Arena Commander.
Boost, run away! And it just, it didn't work at all. So missiles do still follow you, at least in Arena Commander.
Oh, okay, so that's where to try them out then.
Cals, if you're still there, happy birthday to you. If not, then enjoy your birthday steak. Did you not get the birthday cheesecake?
Was it your birthday, Cals?
It went in the post.
Happy birthday.
I think the postman must have hit it. I'm afraid. Sorry about that.
Just put it in an envelope. Happy birthday,
I went up to JRDF and Cal's house when we finished the first project for CitizenCon, and we had a bonfire. So I took a cheesecake with me, and I made a Malteser cheesecake. And Misha, one of the people one of their friends and person that helped on the project, was like, "I don't eat cheesecake. I don't really like it." But by this time, she was pretty drunk, so she says, "I'll have some anyway." And then she ended up having some, then more, and then more. And all I ever hear now is cheesecake. I need more cheesecake. And so when I worked on the last project, they sent me lots of little models in different packages because they were sending it a bit at a time. And when I opened this box, it literally had written over it, "No subliminal message here, I want cheesecake." And then when I opened it up, it said, "No, seriously, I want cheesecake." And so every little package I opened was a little message saying, "Give me cheesecake." No, seriously, I want cheesecake. So yeah, I'm going to have to make them a cheesecake at some point. Anyway, so that's us. Oh, she's coming to BritainCon. Oh, wow, you're going to unleash her to everybody at BritainCon. Good luck, everybody.
Just bring cheesecake.
I will bring cheesecake.
Yeah, how to make a good impression.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Everybody bring cheesecake.
Yeah.
Gonna grab a beer.
Fun.
So yeah, she's a special person. She's
Character.
great. She is a good laugh. She's got a ton of energy as well. It's funny because like when I turned up on Sunday to help with, I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about this anymore. Maybe I shouldn't. But the display that was in the Wilmslow office. When I just happened to turn up to the office anyway, so like I was there saying morning to everyone, and everyone looked like they was asleep, and then there was Misha that looked like she had energy enough for all 5 of them. It was like, yes, let's do this, keep going. It was crazy. Yeah, I better not say any more about that because I can't remember. I don't think CIG have actually officially announced it, so I wasn't there. Anyway, so what has been announced, for those of you that are interested, those of you that wish to be coming to the UK or are in the UK, BritainCon 2019 has finally been announced. And it's happening on April the 27th, which is not that far now. They've not given us a lot of warning, unfortunately. And if you've been before, it's not in the same place, so don't turn up at the Radisson because you will be there all by yourself. I'll get a link to the actual tweet itself, and I'll post it in chat. But yeah, so it's now moved to the MOSI, as people call it, which is the Museum of Science and Industry.
Sounds mint.
Sounds a bit too posh for us, really, but
it sounds ideal. You know, science, space, the final nerds
frontier.
Yeah.
The final frontier.
Where else would we want to go?
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. So that's where it is. As usual, you will. I'm definitely not away that date, so I will be going. I believe Mac, you plan to go as well.
I'll figure some out. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bogpitcher, I think you're hoping to.
I'm going to.
So you're going to definite now, is it?
Otherwise, I'm gonna swim. What do I care?
Just go swimming instead of.
North Sea, here I come.
That's true. I mean, if you start in enough advance, it can't take you that long to go across. And I mean, our border control's completely gone as well. So we're well in the way to Brexit by then. So you won't have to worry about borders.
Right. Well, let's see about that.
So yeah, so if you guys want to catch up with us, you'll be able to come and see us at BritainCon. I don't think I got a command in chat for it, but the link to the tweets there. So if you click that, you can go to the website and find out more information. On top of that, I believe that the plan is still to have so the last few BritainCons, for those of you who haven't been or seen them, have been amazing. They've been getting bigger and better each year. We had obviously quite a few technical problems, or both times that we tried to stream.
Mostly down to the venue, wasn't it? Though.
Mostly down to the venue, which is why a big reason why we've changed venue to see if it will help and we can get all the internet sorted there. But last year's BritainCon, we did manage to rope all the devs. Pretty much, I mean, there was about 30 odd devs there. We roped a good number of them.
Yeah.
Onto the stream and asked them lots of questions. You can find that on the BritainCon channel. The interview should be there, and I hope that something like that will be happening again. This year. I don't quite know what's happening with the stream team and who's going to be on it and everything else, but those that can't make it, you'll be able to watch it on there. But honestly, if you can make it, I would highly recommend turning up because it's really good. So yeah, anyone else anything to add to that?
It's like the devs. The reason why they hold it around Manchester, usually it's like you have the StarCitizen in Wilmslow and then the event in the airport. Now it's in the sort of centre of Manchester. So the public transport should be quite good to get to it. But the devs go down. There's loads of devs there. In fact, there's so many devs that go, you can't tell if they're actually backers or devs. and you kind of just try and recall if you've seen them on ATV, but not a lot of them want to go on like the camera shows. So you can't always tell. But they're all there. They're all backers. They're all fans of the game. Plus you get to see, like, how many times have we all been to these sort of events where you just see people year in, year out, and you just become friends because of it? I love getting to these events, and I don't want to ever miss BritIsnCon.
Nope,
not gonna happen.
I've been to them all so far, and it's I think it is a good place because obviously you get to listen to StarCitizen, talk to other people. It's like, you know, a bit like CitizenCon is, where you get to chat to everybody and meet people. Then, especially if you do get people coming from abroad, like Buck and that, which you don't get to see every day. So it's nice to be able to meet up and
and Sunkshark coming from California.
Oh, we did last year. Freezing,
Sunkshark, all the way from sunny California to fucking cloudy and miserable
to fucking
Manchester.
Well, it's not all glamorous, unfortunately.
No.
I always enjoyed it to watch via Twitch. Never visited, so really looking forward to it.
And you're tying it to a trip to Scotland, are you? Is that what you're hoping to do?
Yeah, well, I have to see how much free days I have, and if it's possible. I don't know what's. We still have CitizenCon maybe to attend to if it's in England. I don't know. So that would be 2 trips to England and 1 to Scotland, and maybe a bit too much in 1 year. But we will see. We will see. It's a nice idea that Starburger brought up to have a nice holiday trip afterwards to go to Scotland, because we both love just Scotland, and we didn't know that from each other, so we were just having a deja vu. Like, hey, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Scotland's awesome. I mean, another one, Mac's going to camping in Canberra in the Lake District. That's also, if you haven't been there, that's really nice as well.
Yeah, nice. Cold.
Not quite as far as Scotland, so you can do a little bit there instead, maybe.
Doesn't have to be far.
No, it's good.
Even England is way different for us Dutch people than it's for you.
We have mounds and inclines.
We are not even having any hills at all.
Up to the top of my road is probably steeper than the hills.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, anyways, that's enough about that. Anyone that wants more information, also follow BritIsnCon on Twitter. It's probably some of the best ways of getting up-to-date information. Or if you follow any of us as streamers, we'll be talking about it all the time, as we normally do. So any information we get, we'll be sharing with you as well. So,
we will.
Yes. Anyway, so that's that. Let's dive in to some StarCitizen.
Oh boy.
So we'll go and have a look at. Basically, there was ATV, RTV. We didn't have calling all devs. Unfortunately, they said that they've stopped doing that.
Gone for good.
Gone for good. Do you think it's gone for good? Good? Probably has. But
I think so. Yeah, it sounds like they're reevaluating everything.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Do you think it was like? Well, since we just talked about it, might as well mention. Do you think that was a good thing? Like, did you enjoy calling all devs, or?
Not always.
I don't know. Like, do you think it was repeating from RTV stuff?
It had its moments, but a lot of the times the questions that would come up were questions that we already knew the answers to, and it was just maybe someone new, which is fair enough. You know, they don't know the answers themselves, but poking to try and get more information. I don't know. I think RTV is quite specific to a person, whereas calling all devs does kind of touch in all areas because he can specifically go to that person, but maybe build up the questions for one person and then get them on RTV.
Yeah.
The good thing about RTV, it's an hour long, and you get a lot of information if it's worth it. But calling all devs was hit or miss whether we got anything decent. Most of the time they were good, but I'm not going to miss it all that much.
Nope.
I think the good point of it was the fact that they were talking to specific devs about specific topics, and so they had probably a better knowledge or a better way of explaining what they were talking about, rather than say being relayed through Jared or something. But I agree. The problem is with RTV is you tend to seem to see the same devs over and over. So it'd be kind of nice, like you said, if they maybe like saved up all the questions and then got them on RTV, and then they'd have a lot more people that they could churn through on RTV to bring them on and ask them those questions instead. I think would be probably a good way of doing it.
Yeah,
Because I mean, he's right. RTV. I mean, when it's done well, they do quite a big Q&A session. So
I mean, this week, like from weeks and weeks of not having, like when I do the video of having like 4 or 5 minute videos to this week, it's like 20 minutes. I'm just
shitload of information.
Yeah. How am I supposed to cope with all this? But it was good information. Nothing about 3.5.
There was something about a ship or something.
I don't remember that.
No.
Nah.
No, nothing that major.
Next subject.
So move on. So you put that there's new thruster effects. Were they thruster effects or was it damage effects?
Damage effects. Did I put thruster effects?
That's what I thought. They were more.
Yeah.
I think they were a new. Just switch that over. I think they were more a new damage state. So basically, they were working on being able to more visually show you when a ship's being damaged. Because obviously, they've said a few times that they're changing over to go to more towards the time to kill, time to disable, rather than time to kill. So you kind of want to know what state a ship's in when you're attacking it, to see whether you're about to blow it up, whether it's disabled and that sort of thing. So I think these new engine trials was basically him messing around with it, trying to find a way to represent how
the different states of damage. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's from just taking like a single shot to complete damage, no longer functional kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah. So I think we're going to get a lot of the aim. So this has been a little thing I've seen someone talking about it on Madness's Discord, and I think there might have been a couple of comments on YouTube as well. People are saying that they didn't see where there was any talk about a change to the damage states as they are now. But I can't remember what program it was on, whether it was ATV, RTV, or whatever. But it was definitely mentioned a lot that this is not what's happening now is not the final state. We're not going to be like 2 shots and bang, the thing blows up. So I think going forward, eventually we will see a lot more, a lot less explosions, and hopefully a lot more like disabled, being able to take over ships and things like that. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't explode ships, but
I mean, don't forget, like most of the time in a game, apart from maybe fighter ships, you're not really wanting to kill them anyway, especially if you're wanting to board them or steal cargo or anything along those lines. You don't want to just instantly kill them. And also, you could tell them to get out of the ship and you can steal it, so you can have a free ship technically. So you don't want to destroy them. Maybe for fighters you do, but like you say, it's the visual language to sort of say, this guy is going down, target him, we can take him out, or, your friend is going down, your wingman or whatever is going down, let's get him out of there.
Yeah.
But they look cool. I think he did say they're just sort of currently not 100% finished. They're sort of R&D, aren't they, into it?
Well, he said he was like, basically developing it, so he didn't have any of the restrictions of, you can't use too many polys and too many special effects. So this was like his first pass.
Yeah, and it looks good, but it doesn't look amazing. I take it they haven't really put in everything else to make it look fancy. But it makes sense that, you have these transitions. And I would like to know exactly how many transitions there are, because that sort of variation really sort of makes the quality of a game. Like you think about walking, and they said you're going to be able to walk slowly, walk normally, jog, and then sprint. Actually, there's like 7 or 8 different walk speeds.
Mm-hmm.
So will it be 7 or 8 different levels of damage or more? Sort of getting a good read as to the actual status of that guy's thrusters. And because obviously when the thrusters are gone, he's just a sitting duck. He's not going to blow up. He's just not going to be able to move. And it's happened to me in the Constellation. You can take out the thrusters and your ship's still functioning. It's just not able to move. So it's
you
kind
can
of that level.
prioritize that way. Yeah, if you've got lots of enemies and it's becoming a bit, well, let's say hectic, you can not only try to take out the full spaceship, but just his thrusters and leave it like a sitting duck, and you continue with another one.
Yeah.
And maybe someone else can finish him up.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of like if you knock out their thrusters, you don't then have to go in and keep hitting them. You can think, right, I'll target someone else because he's now disabled.
Exactly.
And you can keep and it's a good way of reading the situation of a battlefield as well as, well, he's disabled. That guy's more of a threat than him. So triaging it, I guess.
And then walk over the battlefield and stick them to that with your sword. Like you see in the movies.
As they finished them off, they're all like laying there wounded, and it's just going, mine.
An honourable death.
Yes.
A reclaimer claw.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see also those damage states in terms of, like, obviously, if you're hitting the engines, then you're more likely to see the engines on fire. But if you're taking out the cockpit, is it going to be the same? Are you still going to have that flame effect? Like, is it going to be like a global effect? So it doesn't matter where you're hitting if it's under a certain amount of damage. And
I suppose it depends on the location. I mean, thrusters give out thrusts, so they have an external effect anyway, and that's more about what it's kicking out. I think you will see sparks and indications of certain systems around the ship. Like, like if you hit through a hole, you'll see sort of maybe it depressurizing, gases coming out from the cables that have split.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll have full-on thruster effects coming from a cockpit.
I hope not.
What the fuck is that?
No, I think
no, more like vapor, like the oxygen that flows through a hole or whatever.
Yeah, the piping system.
I didn't
the
mean
piping
thruster
systems.
effects coming from the cockpit. I meant more if you hit the cockpit.
Well, that's what you said.
No, I meant if you hit the cockpit, are the thrusters going to show flame to say, look, you've done this much damage?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think it is location based and technically like component based.
So I think that was one of the things they mentioned on RTV, and as Asnog said there, I think so. Part of the reason that the damage state isn't correct is that you're going to be getting a lot more of these individual components, and it's these components that are going to be able to get broken and destroyed and have issues with. Is it the 300i? Is that what he was? Because he kind of mentioned it in RTV, and then the way he explained how it was allowing stuff, I didn't quite understand what he was talking about. I think I knew what he meant, but it didn't come across that clear. Where he said, you'll be able to change one component in a 300 and you'll be able to change two components in a 315, or is it something completely different?
He's talking about this enhanced ship customization, and at first I thought it was potentially talking about the components and stuff, but I think it's more to do with changing your paint scheme, changing the materials inside your ship. Like, do you want this grain of wood? Do you want that grain of wood? Just aesthetic changes. What's going on with my camera? I think I'm like fading into some sort of science creature. I think it is all aesthetic changes. I don't think it's anything to do with components and subcomponents. I think that's a completely different area. What they mean, I think, is choosing a paint. When you buy a ship, choose a paint for your ship. The 350 may have... Go on.
He didn't mention paint or anything at all. He said about like an extra radar and stuff.
Yeah, he mentioned radar, didn't he? That's a good point. What does everybody think they mean by this enhanced ship customization? Because it's the first time I heard it was RTV, and I Googled it, and all I found was Reddit, which is never a good place to go and get information from. But that's how I translated it.
It's like when he first said it, I was like, I agree. I thought he was going to start talking about paint schemes or like being able to make it a bit more personalized. And then he started just on about saying, well, one ship's going to have one extra component, another one will have two extra. And then he started mentioning radar, and I was like, yeah, I'm totally lost with what you're talking about now.
Yeah, because I didn't think that would apply, would it? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I don't know if he kind of meant that that's what because I know that that's what they're aiming towards, is to have each part, so you'll be able to go into the back of the ship and open up a hatch and change like the battery or whatever. I don't think, I wonder if he kind of meant more that it's the 300 will be the first one that they're implementing it in, so that you can look inside it and start taking those internal components out, possibly.
I hope so, but from what I understood, when they were doing these internal components, it was the terrapin they're going to start with. unless they've changed their mind and just sort of not told us. I get it could have happened. They tend to do that.
Well,
I don't know.
he said it was the way he was talking about it was like the 300, unless it was like you said a completely different thing. He didn't even mention the terrapin. So yeah,
it has been mentioned before, but yeah, maybe that changed.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Like everything else,
you don't say anything. It's like, oh, okay.
We decided otherwise.
Sorry, I'm just seeing if I can try and fix Mac. I know it's a tall order.
Fix Mac? Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Fix him.
I think that's kind of got
Mac.
it. Oh no, I'm frozen.
But thanks for the raid, Moist Noodle. Love you, man.
Oh yeah, hey, Moist.
Moist.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm trying to concentrate on other shit as well. You look.
Oh, sorry.
It's Mac. He keeps going doing this, and then he's got his autofocus on as well, so he blurs and comes out.
All right, I'll turn the autofocus off.
When we were setting up before the stream, he goes, "Oh, this is a cool effect. I can add myself a blur," and then his whole screen just looked blurred. And it's like, yeah, that really works well, Mac. Maybe you should just.
Depth of field looked cool though, didn't it? All right, autofocus.
You know, I can do it
as shoulder started disappearing and everything else. It's like,
look at me now. Oh, I'm blurry.
This is what happens when you have the professional streamers come and join you on the podcast. Okay, so the other thing that they talked about on ATV was the 890 jump.
Looking amazing, I might say.
Let's put some pictures up so you can all
that
see
was
it.
the eye. What do you call it? The eye picker. That
I don't think that's what they call it.
No, oh fuck it! It was a beautiful stair.
Oh, dear. What wonderful stairs!
The stairs are nice. The stairs are very cool. Yeah,
the whole of the 890 jump, it's just like, what amazing stairs it has. I want to walk up and down those stairs every day.
Exactly, and dust them and polish them.
Sit on them occasionally.
And fall off of them.
Yeah. It's
So
looking
how many
nice.
of
It's
you-
like a proper yacht, though.
It's pretty massive compared to the 600i as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does look like a Star Destroyer, actually, yeah.
To me, it
Like
just
a
looks
miniature
like it does look.
version.
It literally just look like a boat, though.
Yes.
Or like an iron, doing your laundry with an iron.
Oh, yeah.
Put a handle on top of it, and you've got one.
Just calm yourself a little bit now, Buck, but here's the stairs.
No, the other one,
Not
the
them
brown
ones,
ones.
not those
the
stairs.
brown,
The decor
the
stairs.
floating ones.
They
I thought
double
you
up as
just meant
decor.
these.
I mean, the
was gonna say, 'cause
atrium's nice.
These aren't that amazing steps, but whatever floats your
This
boat.
was not
I
even
suppose.
finished.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's,
Freaking
well,
trees.
you don't. Well, that's what luxury buys you
mod
these
bonsai.
days. It's just that. Okay, let me see what one was. The stairs. This one?
Yeah, the brown stairs.
Yeah, it's the thingy quarters. What do they call it? The not the
Oh, the ones that are like
Look at it. Look at that.
they're like a hazard for small children that can slip through it. Oh.
No children will be on board this. It's just not. It's not safe in itself. The master suite, that's called. It's the master suite area. But they said, I mean, that should have won awards for like decor and architecture. Just some really fancy stuff.
I mean,
I might be alone on that one then.
that bathroom. The bathroom.
I agree with Captain Flint. The stairs are for children to use to pick up
skirts. That is true.
Just children.
Just like the
Med
party.
bays. It's gonna be nice, but we aren't
So
too much
yeah,
on the
this
med bay, are
bath
we?
seems to be missing the other half. It's just gonna. The water's just gonna flow everywhere on it. Or am I missing something?
It's a wet room.
It's a wet room. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna be spending much time in the bathroom?
I tend to.
Oh, well, that's because you sit on there and then read a book.
Oh, I have a very small bladder, so basically, whenever I go to the toilet, and I've said this in my org, that if you're ever in a station on a ship and you need to go to the toilet, get your character into the toilet area, because if you're sat in a chair and you need to go to the toilet and you get distracted, you fall over, you might die. That station is going to be trapped by you, who's dead, and that's very selfish of them to not prioritize the fact that someone might want to sit in that seat, and they're laying dead on the bathroom floor. It's like, we need people to, you need to get out of the way. So I say, go to the toilet in the ship when you go to the toilet in real life. That way you're out of the way completely. You're in, like, immersion-wise, and yeah, people can use the station that they need to.
Okay.
Full immersion on the shitter. Just so everybody knows. It's like announcing to everybody, I'm just going to the shitter, guys. My station has been abandoned while I'll have a toilet.
Yeah.
But no, I know what you mean, because I suppose in some cases it doesn't matter too much if you go AFK, but actually, yeah, in this, if you're locked, because it locks you into a station once you're locked in that station. If you just walk away,
yeah, you can't take them out. It's happened before. I think someone was just stood in the hallway, and there was like 8 of us that couldn't get through the door because he had gone to deal with his child who was screaming in the background, and we're all like, "Come back! We can't get out of the ship."
What about when we get like non-combat, non-lethal takedowns? You could just they're on the station, you just take them out,
kill them.
No, non-lethal. The key point of non-lethal is you don't kill them.
We can just kill him either way.
It's like, Mac, go and deal with him. Just do some non-lethal combat, and you just go kill him. Oh, all right, non-lethal.
I don't follow orders well. Sorry.
That's what you mean. So yeah, I mean the 890. Have either of you got a 600i 890 jump luxury ship?
No, it's all too shiny for me.
Yeah, same. Too pretty, too fancy.
Yeah, too pretty.
How about chat? Is this really going to be a ship that's extremely popular?
Yeah, it already is.
So.
I mean, there's a lot of uses for it. At the moment, there's no uses for practically any ship, but you can hold parties on board. Why not? Maybe have a fee to get on board. That's a way of earning cash. You could transport VIPs. I'm sure there's a load of players out there that will be like, right, if you've got an 890 jump, I'll pay you X thousand UEC to just transport me from A to B. You know, these big conglomerate people that like to own all the ships, they'll pay people to fly them around. Definitely. Big org name.
People will. So if you had a shit ton of money, you would pay to fly in style?
I wouldn't.
I think it's mostly the role-playing guys that will do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Me personally, I don't care how I
role playing is a bad. That's that
no. But
weirdos. They'll do it.
No, but for me personally, if I get from A to B, no matter how or in what ship, I don't mind. But
yeah, I'm the same.
I will not pay extra money to be transported with a 600i or the 890 jump. I don't care.
But there will be people that do want that, though.
Definitely.
I think there'll be plenty of jobs out there. What if it's what?
Faster.
Faster to go by an 890 jump?
It could be like a fast transport. Probably
that could be the only reason. So. Yeah, for me then. Yeah.
Finding a way.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting because obviously you've got player-driven role play, if you like, in a reason to go and use the 890 jump or the 600i. It'd be interesting to just see. I know we're obviously quite far behind on a lot of mechanics, but what sort of mechanics they can think to up the luxury thing, whether it will be just a transport boat or I don't know what other kind of missions they could put together for the 890 jump.
Smuggling.
In terms of, yeah, I suppose so.
You'll just be like, oh, it's just my drunken friends. You know, they're just having a party, but really underneath in the cargo hold or somewhere in the fridge of the bar is a load of widow.
Aha.
Well, to be honest, that would be there anyway, even just for a party. Have
Yeah.
you not seen these rich people's
It's the
parties
drug
before?
of choice.
It's the drug that they all use for the parties. So, yeah.
Put
I
back
reckon
in the
there's-
box.
Oh, don't put the back in a box. There'll be plenty of use. They'll make sure that they have a lot of uses. Even just hosting a party for a VIP, a member of the Senate, you know, that sort of thing. We need X amount of Jan girls to dance around here and whatever. I
could definitely see it being used in terms of like if you had like a trade deal or something over maybe a certain planet and you had rich people that didn't want to necessarily stay on the planet if it's a bit of a shithole or something, and they could you could host a meeting up in the luxury yacht sort of thing, and do kind of like trade deals through it and everything. I can imagine.
What about Christmas parties for orgs?
You could hire out your 890 jump for Christmas parties.
Yeah, that time of year there'll be plenty of opportunities.
All the money. You get special like cosmetics for just being on the for being on the actual 890 jump or something.
Yeah,
and I want bunnies.
Bunnies.
Playboy bunnies.
Oh,
Oh.
Yes.
I was like, what? Just a fuckload of bunnies jumping around.
It's not Easter bunny. I thought that when he said it, I just want a shitload of bunnies. It's like
our minds are just too clean. We're not those sort of people.
Filthy enough. Come on.
You damn Dutch.
It's just one luxurious hutch for all these fucking bunnies. Unless you're firing the bunnies as missiles or something, I suppose that's a little bit more.
Oh, who would do that?
Right, you've linked. Why? Who changed this? Separated those. The 1 second on these links. So the other ship.
Oh, fine.
Go on. You will point Mark over it while I sort this out.
That they are. I thought I was going to cover you back there, but you jumped to it. They also said that with the 600i having a lot of redundant space, they're going through the 890 jump to make sure that doesn't suffer the same fate, which I thought was actually quite good, although it doesn't sort of resolve the 600i problem.
I was going to say quite good unless you own a 600i, which they've just basically said we've realised it's shit but tough, so we'll fix it in our next. We'll fix it in our next ship as well. Thanks.
Yeah, but that one will remain crap.
Well, they didn't mention changing the 600i, which is weird. It's like, oh yeah, we've heard everybody moan about it, so we're going to change our next ship so that it doesn't have it.
Are you ready now?
I am ready, yeah. So the other ship
ready, folks.
they talked about was the Carrack.
Yeah. Look better.
Carrot. Is that for all the 100 rabbits?
Yeah,
that's for the bunnies.
The carrot for the bunnies. It looks all right, doesn't it?
So, is this? Do you think is this the most popular ship? Is it? I don't know. I mean, it's one of the most asked about. So,
I never saw the major appeal about it, but I'm starting to. It's, in fact, I started to see the appeal of it when it looked like a honey badger. But now that they've changed it back to the original concept image, I've started getting quite excited for it. And I think it's more just to do with the gameplay that could be involved, like the exploration gameplay. It's like a classic spaceship, not sort of, although it's quite specific to a mission type. When you watch films and TV series and stuff, a lot of it is about exploration, like Star Trek and so forth. So I think that's where the appeal is. That's why it's appealing to me now that I'm going through all the sort of Star Trek stuff and Battlestar Galacticas, and having that exploration, being out of, like, can you imagine? I was talking to Kushin today saying, like, imagine doing like a 12, 24-hour, 36-hour stream, or maybe not that long, 12-hour stream where you're literally out in the Carrack for the whole duration trying to find a new jump point. But I don't want it to be easy. I want it to be a case of you could spend maybe 6 or 7 hours actually out in the black looking for stuff, finding these little anomalies, scanning them, not really finding anything, but then eventually hitting that target and finding a new system or finding a real, like another Taveran cache or, that sort of thing. That's where the excitement lies for me, but it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like I've been talking for a long time about wanting a ship there because obviously at the moment, and especially the gameplay is now, you kind of stop all the time and you're always landing on stations, and I kind of for ages wanting a ship that that's a good size that you can live on. Like you said, do like a whole gaming session, a whole streaming session where you don't have to necessarily leave the ship. You've got all the things that you want on there. You've got your ground vehicles, your enough, a few people to chat to and to do cargo missions or pick up stuff, exploring. And this is, like, to me, the only thing is it's probably a little bit too big. Even though they shrunk it, but the more I see it now, the more I still think, even though it's a big ship, it's like, but damn, it looks like it's looking really good, and it's ticking like every single box. For that respect, it's going to have the room for the vehicle, the room for the cargo. I love the way that the side bits now change when it lands. It's landing gear, so it looks so much better than than it did when it was these little
Absolutely,
dash
yeah.
legs that were sticking out from it. It's
Don't forget the retractable antenna.
Yeah, the little retractable antennas. You don't have all them snapping around because some people are bound to snap them off. Not me.
Well, they are still there though. It's just you deploy them when you need them, obviously. So
yeah, much better.
But I like the fact they brought in the mapping table now instead of having that hollow. When I heard that, it kind of lost the Carrack feel to it. It just lost that Carrack feel. And I know they're probably going more to Anvil style. No, when they took that out and they replaced it with the hollow globe thing.
Oh, yeah.
That table is just so Carrack, and that cockpit is so Carrack, and that's what I'm glad that they've kept that in.
Yeah. It's cool ship. Maybe I will buy some. If
you try it,
if the book has enough money.
It's
what does the Carrack cost?
For me, it's like $400. Yeah, it's the size is the only thing. So
that's not what she said.
This is talking about it being landed here. This is what it looks like landed.
It looks so close to its concept. Like now, the old images just look hilarious when they had it, like a little yapping dog sort of thing. It just looks stupid, but now it looks good. It looks mean. I love the fact how close the modular, what do you call them? The little modules that you can swap out. I love how close they are to the ground because you can just see that being deployed. Yeah, the 3 things that you can change up for whatever you want it to be. You know, that's a cool feature. I love the fact that they've got that central gangway which splits it in half. You've got the med bay straight behind the cockpit on the lower tier. I don't know what else they've got inside, but it looks really, really cool.
They're saying about that armored thing coming over the screen as well now that they've managed to come up with a solution as well.
You can just see, if you just scroll back a bit, you can just see it on the top section of the of the cockpit. I couldn't see it when he mentioned it, and I've watched it maybe 16 times now and just noticed it.